Hey guys, today I'll be showing you how to create a countdown using HTML and JavaScript. So here in the HTML file, I already have a span to hold the countdown, and we'll just get the ID so we can store it in a variable in our JavaScript file. Let's just call this variable countdown and just store it using document.getElementById. And we also want to get a variable to hold the starting time. So let's just set this to 5 seconds, and we'll just display the start time using text content, and we'll just display the starting time value. So what we should see is the span showing the number 5, as it does on the right side of the screen. But we want to put this inside a function and call this function onLoad. So let's just call this create countdown, and we just want to call this function when the page loads. And we should see that it shows us the value 5 once again. And we're going to use something called setTimeout, where after a certain amount of time, the code inside that setTimeout will run. So we're going to use a variable to hold this setTimeout function. We'll just call it countdown timeout. And then we're going to use a comma here, and this value holds the amount of milliseconds before the code within this setTimeout function runs. So that's going to be 1000 milliseconds or 1 second, because we're going to be decreasing this value after a second has passed. So decreasing the value, we can do that by having the minus, and it's not going to update yet because we haven't updated the text content of the span. And we can do that rather than writing this code once again. We're just going to call the function again. So what we should see is that the countdown is working, but it won't stop at 0 because we haven't put a condition. So our if statement is going to say if the start time is less than 0, so if it's in the negative number range, then we're going to clear timeout, and what that does is stops this setTimeout from continuing, and it exits out of that setTimeout function. So clear timeout, and that's the reason we had a variable here. So we're just going to put inside these parameters the countdown timeout. But if it's not below 0, then we're going to continue calling this function and updating the text content. So if we look again, it shows us the countdown from 5, and if our code works, it should stop at 0. So that's how you guys create a countdown using setTimeout, and I hope you guys found this helpful. Thanks for